Here at Hannah Perkins, we often have parents tell us that they enjoy the way that we talk to children, that our language is unique in the way that we talk to children. So, this is a thing that we do called Let's Rephrase That. And we talk through things grown-ups say to children and come up with alternatives that here at Hannah Perkins we think are a little more useful. Here's the situation. Dinner time is almost over, and there are brownies for dessert. But the toddler in the family hasn't touched the green beans. Mom or dad says, "You didn't eat your vegetables, no dessert unless you clean your plate."
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Oh boy, food struggles.
Yes.
There's I understand. I guess I would say try to stay out of using food as a reward or not. And the Clean Plate Club is something that probably most of us got as young children, and it's just instinct to do it to our children. And we like to let children come to food on their own and enjoy it. Just remember that eating should be a pleasurable experience. And I guess this is a long way to answer this, but what we do is provide a variety of foods. We always have fresh vegetables. They might have to see the vegetable 30 times before they try it and or may have to put maple syrup on it to like it or eat it with cheese or not. And taste change. Sometimes when they're young they might have liked it and then all of a sudden they're not eating it. One thing we always do is we always have peanut butter and jelly at the table. If they don't like anything else we serve, at least there's peanut butter and jelly, and hopefully they like that. But yeah, eating with young children is they are developing food preferences and all of that is it's a tough challenge, but please just try to stay out of the food battles. And green beans, I still don't like green beans. And I love brownies though, so I'm not going to stop myself from eating a brownie because I didn't have the green beans.
This one happens when you need to get out the door in the morning. Your child doesn't share your sense of urgency. Parents might say, "I told you to get ready 15 minutes ago. Now you've made us both late." What might not be the best about that? And what's another way that we might consider handling that situation?
I think it very well could help to sit down and talk with a child and say, what is it about going to school? What is it about leaving the house right now? The big word not to use is why. Why
Yeah.
are you doing this? Forget that word because kids can't answer that question. They often don't know why. But they very often, if they're comfortable and willing, can say, so and so was mean to me, or I don't like the dresses you put on the bed for me to wear. So I think inviting a child to, in a way, to say, I'd like to understand what's going on. Can we talk about it? Maybe we can't figure it out today, but I think it's important to talk.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, let's get ready and go to school and set some time after school.
When a child asks why once too often or at the wrong time, and a grown up says, "Because I said so," how would we rephrase that moment?
When the child is saying why, I think what we want to go back to is you're asking the same thing over and over again, but that's not really what your question is. Let's find out what your question really is. That said, there is a time when parents do need to say, because I say so, not as a power struggle, but because sometimes when kids can't stop themselves, they need our help in stopping themselves. It just shouldn't come through being angry. And that's the hard part in being a parent because you want to cut in before you're angry, but it can happen pretty quickly. We're trying to help redirect it from an interaction to a containment. So when you say, because I said so, it's a little bit of an imposition of power. Another way of rephrasing it would be to say, you're having a hard time listening and you're having a hard time stopping yourself. So I'm going to help you until we can figure this out.
One child is regularly needier than the rest, wanting more attention or having more complaints or needing more help, whatever that might be. Anybody who has ever run a classroom probably knows that child. And in a moment of exasperation, the teacher might say, "I don't have time for this." Why would you rephrase that? And what might you say?
These are the children that always got my hearts the most because there was something missing. I would always have to talk with that child about, tell me, let's talk, hold my hand, let's work this through. You have to make time for these children because if you don't, and again, I guess this is my selfish part to it, if I don't make time for that children right now, my day's going to be awful.
Mhm.
You're going to constantly be battling with this child. So you want to say, come on, let's talk about it. What's going on? Are you missing mommy? If that's what I can help you with, let me help you with that. Sometimes we assume what's wrong. We can't do that. We have to actually look at the behavior and understand it because every behavior is telling you there's something going on.
Yeah. This comes from our producer, Bob, who says he knows exactly how you will answer this.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's find out. The place that takes care of children younger than preschool age when parents are at work, commonly called a daycare center. What would you like to suggest as a way to rephrase that?
It's called a child care center because we take care of children, not days.
Pam, that is brilliant. He was right. He knew exactly what you would say. And somehow, though, I've never heard you say that before.
Oh my, I get so tired of saying it because everyone looks at me like, oh, shut up.